Alright, so in this video, we're going to talk about 3 tips to riding your motorcycle at nighttime. Let's check it out. What's going on, YouTube? FLO is back in the building. As you can see, we're coming at you from a beautiful evening out here, heading into Brooklyn, heading home from Long Island. Had a very pleasant evening with my family, but it's time to head home. And yeah, so basically I had one subscriber write into me, and he wanted me to make a video because, you know, he wrote in and he's like, FLO, you know, I see you ride from time to time at nighttime. You know, he was saying that he is still kind of a new rider, and he wanted to know what are some best practices that I could recommend for riding at night. So I've done enough night riding at this point where I think I can give you some good best practices. So here we go. Best practice number 1 is when you're riding at night, maintain an even more exaggerated following distance than you would during daytime. One way that I very much differ from the way that a lot of my friends ride, and they're gonna definitely have something to say about this when they see this video, but a lot of my friends ride like this, like on the normal. So look, this is normal for a lot of my friends. I'm sure the GoPro makes it look further than it is, but I'm right on this guy's bumper right now, you know? I don't ride like that in general. Sometimes I do. For the most part, I do not ride like that. So I usually keep an exaggerated following distance to begin with, especially if I have Jen on the back. But at nighttime, you want to make that even more exaggerated, because visibility is lower, it's harder to see hazards in the road, and that's also included for the driver in front of you. So if they slam on their brakes or something happens, you want to have plenty of time to make the adjustment that you have to make. Because I would argue that no matter what the riding skill is, if you ride with a big following distance, the likelihood of you getting into an incident is significantly lower. So at nighttime, you want to leave even more of a following distance. Alright, so tip number 2. And I know this is going to be contradictory because you can see that I am squidding right now, and I do not promote squidding on this channel. It's not something I do very often. I do it sometimes, but I do not promote squidding. I 90% of the time will ride with some full protection in some way in case of an incident, but tonight you happen to catch me wearing a t-shirt. The second point is you want to make sure that you are visible in some way, that you're not just all blacked out. And there's a couple different ways that you could do this. So one way is you could invest in a higher visible helmet, such as a white helmet like I'm wearing, or go even crazier and get something neon, like the Revolt that I rocked for many years. This will help other drivers see you, which again, we know that studies show that cagers already have a hard time seeing us in the daytime, so at nighttime that becomes exaggerated. So you want to give yourself every possible advantage to be seen, and a really easy way to do that, in my mind, is just wear a higher visible helmet. Just get something in white. You know, it doesn't always have to be black. Another way besides that, like say you're just like really want to wear your black full face Simpson, you know, and you're gonna argue with me about that, well, Another way you could help yourself be more visible is invest in LED lighting. Right now, I'm pretty happy with my Moon's MC LED on my lowrider, so if I were to recommend LED lighting right now, I'd be recommending anything from Moon's MC. That's been the brightest headlight I've found, and I'm talking about the Fly Eye. But running LED lighting in the front and the back is a good way to increase your visibility at nighttime, so I definitely recommend that. And then of course there's other things you could do. Like you could wear something that's higher vis, like the first MFG Foresight that I have that's all white. Like that's way more visible. You could do something like that. You know, there's an endless amount of things that you could do to make yourself more visible at nighttime, but I think that's an important point number 2. So point number 3, something that used to bother me a lot when I rode at nighttime was oncoming traffic's headlights glaring off of my visor. You know, I would just always get this really terrible glare from the oncoming traffic. I found a really great solution for that, and I was just like walking in the neighborhood one day and I decided to go walk into this random ophthalmologist's office. Don't ask, oh, I remember why. It's because one of my Heatwave visuals broke and I wanted to see if he could fix it. So I brought up this problem to him and I was telling him like, yo, you know, when I wear glasses or I wear a visor, the headlights of oncoming cars are like blinding me and it's creating a really bad glare. He introduced me to these special lenses that I'm wearing right now in the glasses that I have on. I'll try to find the exact name and I'll throw the link in the description, but I'm pretty sure they're called like Crizal lenses or something like that. And basically what they do is they reduce all glare of lights in front of you, which is really, really nice if you're running into the same issue that I was running into. So, in short, you want to invest in your own vision and make sure that you are giving yourself as good a vision of the road as possible. So, you know, that means if you're having an issue with the glare, go look into those lenses that I'm telling you about. But even more important than that, I can't tell you how many times people have asked me if I am able to ride with my visor up at nighttime. And they're asking me about that with my Simpson usually. And the answer to that is always no. If you have a tinted visor or a mirrored visor, do not flip it down if you're riding at night. It will significantly dampen your vision. That's why this entire video I've been riding with my visor up. That's why you're getting a lot of wind coming through the helmet. I know that if I flip my visor down, mind you, my visor on this Shoei RF 1200 is a transitional visor, so it should theoretically be able to handle running at night, but it still darkens things enough where for me I'm just like, yeah, it's not safe. It's dampening things enough where I don't feel as comfortable as I would just looking out with my glasses, no visor. So yeah, what that means is you will get more wind, but if you have a good fairing, you know, you can handle it. And if you have a good pair of riding glasses, like Heatwave visuals, you know, you should get some pretty good wind protection just from the glasses alone. So those are my 3 recommendations. There's plenty more out there. You know, don't just go by that. There's plenty of videos out there. There's plenty more things I didn't mention. But you do want to keep yourself safe so that you can ride another night. You want to keep others safe around you. So I think following those 3 tips is a good way to make sure that you're in a position to wake up the next morning and enjoy your coffee while enjoying your night ride. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this one was helpful, especially to the subscriber that wrote in and wanted me to talk about this. And I guess I'll put it out there to you guys because, like I said, I did not cover all the essential tips for riding at night. There's plenty more things to consider. So what do you guys think? is some important things to consider when riding at night. You know, what's your tricks and tips that you all use? I'd love to hear it. So leave it in the comments below. But as always, thank you for watching. Stay safe out there and stay low. Listen to the Bad Brains' positive mental attitude. And BK Low is out.